New toys demand new loadouts. Bring the shiny new Commando to Bugtown all the way to difficulty 8 solo and, of course, on freedom dispensing Helldives with your friends or randos. So for those just wanting the details, I'll front load the specifics and leave the tips needed to excel for the very end. As with all my bug loadouts, solo dives will still be the best served by bringing the Breaker Incendiary. Assuming you don't want to flash cook your mates, consider the Breaker Spray and Pray Standard Breaker or whatever other primary will help you best chew through those bugs. When it comes to the secondary, for solo, it's going to have to be the Grenade Pistol to help you handle those armored up bile and nursing spewers, but more importantly, bug holes. Now, if you're on a team, consider the Senator. With its medium armor penetration, you'll be able to punch through those hive guards with swagger. There are two ways you can go with grenades, either Incendiary Impact or just Impact. The fiery version will help you fan the flames of democracy to rank and file, but you will sorely miss the standard impact when those bile spewers show up with their caustic clusters. Your choice, Helldiver. Now for the main act. Well, actually, it's a double feature. Pick up both the EAT and Commando. With their short cooldowns, even at the highest difficulties, you'll bring Schwarzenegger levels of firepower to explode heavy targets like Chargers and Bile Titans as quickly as they appear. There are some tips and insights I'd like to share with you on this topic, so stay tuned. When it comes to orbitals, you want to focus on group clear since you'll see more double breaches than your daily recommended dose allows. So, I like both the Gatling and Gas given their area and short cooldown. This is a similar approach when it comes to Eagle selection. The handy dandy cluster is a good choice, but the strafing run for solo is really growing on me, and I'll explain why later, as these are chosen for very different reasons. I recommend an armor that gives you extra grenades. No matter which one you end up choosing, you're gonna really want those 2 extra. I'm just about to get to the tips, but if I can bother you for just 1 second, I struggle making content. If you don't already know, I wrestle with GAD, general anxiety disorder, every time I hit that record button, but your support really helps more than I can tell you. I'm going to be a little shameless, and I'm going to bring out the big guns to see if that would move you to offer up a like, a kind comment, or Liberty Be Praised a follow. Besides your help, I also rely on my 11-year-old dog Milo, seen here, whose constant companionship pulls me back from the abyss every now and then. For every follow, he'll get a treat, a hug, or a belly rub. God, yeah, well, who am I kidding? He gets unlimited amounts of those anyways, but he and I would really appreciate it if you could engage with this video. Alright, anyways, on to the tips. Let's start with our new Carapace Buster, the Commando. A correction on my first video about it, each rocket actually deals more than 1/2 of an EAT round. What that means is you can actually carry more than a full hell pod worth of EAT destruction when running around with this thing. In practice, that translates to needing only 2 headshots to drop a behemoth, which spawns almost exclusively overchargers at higher difficulties. Moving over to Bile Titans, make sure you hit that gray chrome dome above their mouths, and you're going to drop these acid-hurling freaks extremely quickly. Meaning, avoid trying to score your shot when the beast is spewing as it hides that weak spot. Clever girl. In addition, if you can avoid it, don't destroy the 2 bile sacs under the Titan, as it will prevent it from spewing its green stream, and then it's just going to follow you around to try to impale you. That's going to make it a lot harder to put in the distance between you two to take it out. Okay, are you ready to be the popular one in the group? Because this loadout makes you the Santa of all divers. With the cooldown of the Commando and EAT being so low, feel free to throw out your spares liberally. Your teammates will appreciate it. This actually frees up a fellow diver to go without a support weapon or use one of yours when theirs is on cooldown or empty. Keep in mind that you're going to be calling in hell pods constantly. Use them as weapons, whether to take out a heavy by making it walk right under that blue beam or collapsing bug holes with them. They are an extra potent weapon to include in your arsenal. I know we talked about Eagle selection, but let's take a look at it again. You're gonna want to look for things that give you good group clear since you already have the heavy category covered with your support weapons. As I mentioned, I'm coming around to the strafing run for this loadout because it lets you call in support at extremely close range. When solo, it is very easy to get overwhelmed, and it's not too hard to line up the bugs in a nice little line and let that eagle just tear through them. With 5 uses per set, you'll be able to handle hordes that get out of hand without having to worry about blowing yourself up. Now, in a team, the cluster is still a good way to go, as is the Napalm Strike, especially if you have Enhanced Combustion unlocked.